Hello and welcome to not only the first Let's Talk Supercars episode for 2023, but also the first episode as a pod on Spotify and, probably some other platforms, depends on what you're viewing. But also, if you're listening or watching on YouTube, welcome. In this episode, I'll be running through some of the news that has been going down in V8 land in the last few weeks. So without further ado, let's get going. So starting off with livery reveals. In the recent weeks, a number of teams have revealed their livery for 2023. BRT, Blanchard Racing Team, were the first to reveal their 23 fighter, which will be in the hands of Todd Hazelwood this season, who previously was at Matt Stone Racing. The livery resembles a very similar look to previous years. However, it does look quite nice with the new Mustang body. It actually reminds me of the 2018 Cool Drive entry when Macaulay Jones used it in BJR, with a little bit of a white added to it. They were also the first team to complete their Gen 3 build and completed a shakedown at Wington Raceway last week. Both Todd and Tim Blanchard were behind the wheel, and I believe they had a second shakedown recently as well. All went smooth and faultless. Grove Racing were the next to reveal their 23 fighter, with Penrite Oils as a major backer for another year. Now I've got to say, this is one of my favourite reveals so far this season, even though there's only been a couple so far. But this year's livery includes a nice white and red highlights, which is a very nice touch, as well as the iconic Penrite black that we're so used to seeing. I just really like the black and white red combo. It just stands out and looks incredible, especially on track. Now, as of recording this, both David Reynolds and Garth Tander, who has moved from Triple 8 to co-drive Dave later in the year at Sandown and Bathurst, were able to shake down the car at Wington. However, they did have a little scare when Reynolds experienced a loose wheel, I think roughly 10 minutes into his run. Matt Payne, who's the rookie at Grove Racing for this year, I believe is yet to drive the car, as of recording this anyway. Which is currently the 8th of February, so he might do it later on in the week. I'm not too sure. Tickford also joined the Grove squad at Wington in a matte black Mustang, which was in the hands of Cameron Waters. Now both Thomas Randall and Tickford rookie Declan Fraser were also there at the track. However, I'm not too sure whether they have driven the car as of yet. Like I said, as of recording this, they haven't, I don't believe. But Tickford are yet to reveal their liveries as well. So stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. Now, the last of the livery reveals this week came from both DJR and Erebus. Starting off with DJR, they revealed a very similar livery from the previous years. However, this time with only minor changes, especially from the rear. The rear has a bit more white in it, which does look nice in my opinion. But honestly, I actually think it looks pretty cool. However, I am a little bit disappointed that they haven't tried something new. I understand a lot of people have this issue as well. But I'm mostly disappointed because of how hyped up they made it. A few days before they released it, they were hyping it up like for the fans and whatnot. So I was sort of expecting a retro style livery or something like that, or something brand new. So I understand, there's only so much you can do with the sponsor as they make the decisions. And don't get me wrong, it still looks great though. I just wish there was something more, However, though, Erebus have revealed a strikingly new livery at Movie World yesterday or today, with Coke now as a major backer. They were previously with Boost, and now Boost has moved on. This livery looks freaking cool, in my opinion. I love the red, I love the black. Of course, Coke was previously sponsoring Premier Racing with Chris Pither, but now Chris Pither's gone. They have now backed both Erebus cars this year, and I can't wait to see them on track. DJR were also one of 2 Queensland teams this week that were able to perform a shakedown at Queensland Raceway, with both Will and Anton behind the wheel. Matt Stone Racing also joined them, being the first completed Camaro squad to shake down their car. Both drivers, Jack LeBrock and rookie Cameron Hill, were able to have a steer and were quite impressed with the car. And in speaking of them, I believe they've announced their 3 shakedowns that they'll be doing. I believe on Valentine's Day is at Queensland Raceway, and then I think a week after or 2 is at Sydney Motorsport Park, and then another one back at Queensland Raceway. I believe they're the only ones that have actually, announced their shakedown schedule. But yeah, so that is all the major news for now from the recent weeks. Not a huge amount, but I'm sure there'll be more in the lead up to the season opener in March at Newcastle. Speaking of lead ups, in the lead up to the season opener, I will not only be releasing a Newcastle preview, I'll also be making a season preview for both Supercars and hopefully Super 2 and 3 series. We'll be running through the drivers' list and calendar. So stay tuned for that. They'll be coming in hopefully the next few weeks or so. So yes, as I said, stay tuned for that. And if you have enjoyed this episode, then feel free to follow or subscribe, like, or whatever you do on the whatever platform you're on. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.